Good afternoon, everyone. Gabe Velazquez here with you, transparenttradesolutions.com on a Friday, 5 July, day after Thanksgiving. Had a full trading day, very quiet, kind of doldrums, just grinding, S&P just run by algos right now, just lack of any selling, just kind of meandering higher. Not a big surprise, when we go to these all-time highs. Let's get right into the charts real quick here, just notables. Again, subscribe to the newsletter. I'm going to be writing a piece this weekend. I'm going to probably set up a class coming up in the next week and a half. So look out for that. I got a really interesting topic coming up. So again, give me some commentary and let's see what's happening. So next week, let me just get right into the charts. Next week, we have end of the week, we have CPI, another inflation number. PPI, we have earnings coming out, banks are JPM on Friday. So we get started with the earnings season. The non-farm payrolls number was kind of better than was kind of in line. Very interesting. Clearly the economy's slowing down, rates plummeting. Let's get into that because again, this is really interesting. We had rates have been all over the map. Let me share my screen here. Okay, so you can see rates are basically just hit 450 in a range. The price of the 10-year hit this area here, and let's see if it breaks out next week. By the way, higher bond prices mean economy's really slowing down. It's something you probably people think that may be very bullish for the stock market, but if rates really break 4% and start plummeting, I think that's actually signaling. I mean, we're getting a lot of weak data. Unemployment rate has gone 50 basis points higher, 3.5 to over 4. That signals a recession. So, I mean, it's too early to say, obviously, but very interesting situation with rates. In terms of the S&P, it's obviously just grinding, continues to grind higher. No supply to the left, which means who knows how high it's going to go. We'll have to see a reversal before any kind of selling or some kind of a pull back into demand. So there's no engagement there. Under the surface, very, very interesting. Narrow breadth still. Similarly with the Nasdaq, as we know. What was interesting this week is we had Nvidia kind of dying off. Tesla picked up some of the slack as it just rocketed up to 250. Apple making a new high, and so on and so forth. So it's almost like the rotation among the mega caps is also kind of helping the averages. The Dow just chopping around. Very, very kind of interesting situation. Dead on the Russell. Now, notable was the Bitcoin drop over the week, over the holiday. Came very close to this area here. It's trying to bounce. We got some levels up top here on Bitcoin. Ultimately, I think it probably heads down to 50K somewhere along, right down in here somewhere. 50K is where we kind of broke out from on a longer term chart right along here. So that's going to be an interesting situation we're looking at here at TTS. Other notables, nothing really, dollar just all over the map like rates. Dollar looks like it's coming down at 104. The metals, as I've been talking about, silver and gold. Silver is the one I'm still kind of see if it actually now this run up really now breaks out. Remember, 50 is the all-time high on silver. So, we here at TTS are really positioned, trying to figure position in that, with various proxies in the stock market or the futures market. So keep an eye on that. Gold also looks like it's perking up, maybe ready for a new high, which is really interesting in this environment. Copper also kind of re-emerging here after this big drop. This actually came right into if you look at where it stopped, it actually stopped where the previous high was along here. That's kind of a big, ugly demand zone on copper. So right around 435 is what we're looking at here on copper. So that's going to be interesting to see if, again, this is a the real deal, and we head right back up to the highs. Oil just meandering, really still consolidating above right here. So it's, you know, it's probably going into this phase. Whether it goes higher, obviously it's going to be next week. We got to take out now 85 really. Nat gas plummeting. Been looking at it. I think it's headed to 525 likely. If it breaks 525, then, you know, the next level clearly is going to be down around the 150. You know, still maybe even 2. I mean, there's some levels around 2. So maybe it's headed back to 2 and probably even down to 162. I mean, remember the recent low is 150, 160. That's not out of the realm of possibilities. Grains again perking up a little bit. Soybeans, and, you know, again with thin market conditions starting to shape up a little bit, but nothing you know, big deal here. You know, notable was the soybeans holding right around 11 a bushel right here, and it had a pretty decent pop today, but nothing again with all the thin trading. It's kind of, you know, we'll see tomorrow. So, you know, I would sum up today with, you know, just a lot of algo trading, very thin volume. You know, it's very easy to move the markets around with thin volume. But I wouldn't pay a lot of, you know, I wouldn't really put any big meaning on today's moves, just because of the lack of volume and so forth. I think the real deal is going to be next week. We're gonna have a really interesting week coming out. So. Okay. All right. Have a good rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Take care. Have again, sign up for the newsletter. And if you have any questions or comments, contact me at support@transparenttrading solutions.com. Take care.